Hey, Richard Bryce here, Tennis Hacker. The title of this video was Never Miss a Put Away Volley Again. Now obviously that's crazy talk because even the best players on the planet sometimes miss simple volleys, but what I am going to do is show you a couple of simple drills that you can use to drastically reduce the amount of errors that you make on those volleys. Now, this is going to be a little bit different to some of the videos you might have watched because I'm not going to be talking so much about the technique. The technique is actually really simple on the volley and on put away volleys. Where things go wrong for most people is it's actually very challenging for our visual system, and some of the visual requirements are really difficult. If you think about it, you spend the vast majority of your time looking down at screens, looking down at phones. We spend way less time looking upwards, and basically when you do that over a prolonged period of time, your brain and your body and your visual system starts to adapt to it, and you stop being able to look upwards effectively, you stop being able to move your head up effectively, and that really affects your ability to track the ball onto your strings, and is one of the big reasons that so many players miss what should be a seemingly simple shot. So I'm going to show you some simple drills that you can use to work on those systems, and what you'll find is if you do it fairly consistently, you'll suddenly be much more consistent on those put away volleys. We're going to be working on 3 training drills to improve your visual system, how it's functioning, so that you can track the ball onto your strings at contact for those simple put away volleys. Now very quickly, we've got 6 muscles that move the eyes in different direction. We've got nerves that go to those muscles, and we've got different parts of the brain that control eye movements in different directions. They tell our muscles what to do. Now, movements in each of the direction are controlled by slightly different parts of the brain, and that's why it's possible for you to be okay hitting ground strokes but really struggle with high balls and high volleys, because it's literally different parts of the brain that control that movement, and it's something that you don't spend most of your life doing. So that is what we're going to be training. So we're going to be doing a smooth eye tracking exercise, and then we're going to be doing 2 different drills targeted towards your balance system that lives in your inner ear. The real name for it is the vestibular system, and it's a really important system in tennis and in ball tracking, because obviously when you're hitting your volleys, the last thing that happens is your head moves up in the direction of the put away volley that you're hitting. Now when your head moves, it actually changes the way your brain has to process visual information, and that's controlled by this vestibular balance system. So we need to train the visual system and we need to train the balance system, and that's why we've got 3 different exercises. So I'm going to be using the ball for the target, just focusing my eyes on one of the letters in a logo, and I'm going to be working on the up and right direction for the high forehand volley. So I'm going to start with the smooth tracking. I'm just going to take it up and to the right, and then I'm going to come back, I'm going to change hands, and then I'm going to go down and to the left. So we're working on the upwards positioning, but it's really important that your eyes can go down to the left as well, and you'll see why that is in a second. But I'm going to do maybe 3 reps as a good starting point, just to make sure you feel okay doing this exercise, but you can build it up and do considerably more. That's exercise 1. For exercise 2, I'm going to be holding the target. I'm going to be taking my nose up and to the right, but keeping my eyes looking at the target. So this is training the balance system, the vestibular system on the right hand side, but as I take my head up and to the right, my eyes go down and to the left to stay looking at the ball, and that was why we also wanted to work on that down and left position in terms of the smooth eye movements. But again, 3 to 5 reps is going to be a good target for this one to train the balance system at the back on the right, and then we move on to the next exercise, which we're going to be working on the eyes and the head at the same time, or stabilizing our eyes as our head moves. So now I'm trying to think about my eyes being lined up to this target that I'm using. Maybe my nose is attached to the ball in a certain way. So as I move my hand, my head is traveling at the same speed, and I'm focusing my eyes on that letter again. So we've got those 3 drills. We've got a smooth tracking drill. We've got this VOR, where we're moving our head and keeping our eyes stable. And then the 3rd drill that we've got is going to be our eyes and our head moving at the same speed. So obviously we're going to work on that up and right for high forehands. We're going to want to work on those same drills up and left for high backhands, and obviously for good measure you could also work directly upwards. And let's be real about this, your body would also probably benefit, and your tennis would benefit, if you did all of these 3 drills in multiple different directions. But for high volleys, up and right and up and left are going to be the most important. So there you have it, 3 very simple drills that you can use to improve the consistency on your put away volleys. Now there's a few different ways you can use those drills. You can work on them on a daily basis or maybe 3 to 5 times a week as like a generalized training program for your systems, building up the number of reps so they function more efficiently, but you can also use them directly out on court. So some people really benefit from doing them as part of their warm-up, but you can also use them in between sets of drills. So if you're out there working on your forehand volleys, you can do your first set and then do a set of smooth pursuits and then retest it, and potentially you'll find that you'll be more consistent just by practicing it in between sets. And you can test them out individually. So do the smooth pursuits, see if that improves your volleys. Do the VOR, see if that one improves your volleys, and then do the VORC, see if that one improves the volleys, and then potentially you might find that one of them is way more effective than the others for you while you're out on court because they target your system in a slightly different way, and it's just that that's what your system needed. And if that's the case and you find one that really helps you to volley more cleanly, you can use it as part of your practice sessions to kind of improve the systems faster. So, nice uses that you can incorporate within your training that will hopefully make a very big difference. Now when it comes to vision training, this is just kind of the tip of the iceberg of what you can do. There are a lot of different things that could potentially be going on within your visual system that are holding you back on court. And if you would like to learn more about that side of things, I've created a masterclass that's going to go into a lot more detail about it. I'll place a link up there and I'll place a link down there in the description so you can check it out. And it's going to talk about the visual side of things, but it's also going to talk about other skill components that you can improve with brain-based training, because with this style of training you can improve your coordination, which helps with the technique, and you can also do things to improve your focus and concentration. So there's a lot of different stuff that can be done off the court to really help you take your game to the next level. If you're interested, check it out. Otherwise, I hope you have enjoyed this video. I look forward to you putting these drills to good use. I'd love you to come back and let me know how you get on with them, and I'll see you next time.